Good afternoon, guys. It's Working, bringing you a quick update on EOS. Hope you guys are having a wonderful afternoon. We're looking at EOS to the US dollar, 4-hour chart on Bitfinex, guys. And yesterday we spoke, price was operating within this wedge. I told you that we may see a break to the downside, possible break to the upside as well. I said if price did end up breaking up, we're going to probably find a little bit of resistance at this 4.57. What was resistance would act as support. We did find that. Price hit that, moved sideways, and then broke right above, indicating that was a very, very bullish looking move. Let me go ahead and zoom in here to the hourly, guys. There we go. You can see a little bit better. So that was a rather bullish looking move, guys. Price didn't end up breaking up, coming back down, and then reached actually as high as this zone up here, which I told you guys last time if price did break 4.57, it's a very good chance they're going to come up and reach $5, at least this support area up in here. Price did come up, hit this 4.91 support, just the bottom of this order block here, and then got a strong rejection. If we look at this microstructure here, that makes sense that we got a strong rejection there, guys. From a bearish perspective, we go swing high, swing low. That strong rejection came at a perfect 618 fib. It came just inside the golden pocket. It's between the 618 and the 65. It's considered the golden pocket, guys. Perfect hit just inside there, and then a very strong rejection, as you guys are seeing now. So, in my opinion, guys, are we going to continue to the downside? I can see this playing out either way, and it depends on how we count this. As you guys know, I was counting this as counting all of this as this being the fifth wave within a larger fifth wave. I'll show you the count from yesterday. This being my larger count, we're in a WXY pattern, in my opinion. Down for the C wave, expecting to find bottom of our C wave. If we zoom into that, I was showing you guys this yesterday, that in my opinion, that we were looking at in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down to complete the C wave. I said we might have one more wave down, or it could complete there. So this was my 5 waves with inside the of our C wave. We fast forward to today. Whoop, that's Bitcoin, wrong one. There we go. We fast forward to today, guys, and what do we have? Well, in my opinion, we have. Let me go ahead and count it out for you here. Okay, guys. In my opinion, what are we looking at? In my opinion, we are looking at this. This would be all of wave 5, and there all of wave 5 with the larger wave. Remember, guys, this would be this wave 5, this sub wave 5 of the larger 5 waves within our C wave, if that makes sense. So if this is the sub wave 5, we know that every wave 5 has 5 subwaves within that as well. So if I count out the subwaves of this subwave, if that makes sense, guys, follow me. We've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, that is a valid count. I'm not saying that is a count, but that is a valid count. And if that is in fact the case, then what would this be? Well, then we've got an ABC correction. Okay, that hit perfectly off the 618. Okay, so if this is all correct. Okay, there are two separate things. Okay, if this is all correct, the most bearish scenario would be that we're going to start 5 waves down again. That would be the most bearish scenario. Okay, more bullish scenario would tell me this. Bullish scenario would tell me that my count from yesterday was more accurate, and we do have one more wave down to complete this wave 4. There we go. So we'd have it 1, 2, 3, this being the 4, and coming back down for the 5. Now, the only thing wrong with this, if, yes, the subwave 4 does overlap just slightly, if we come out here to the, first of all, that's on a highly leveraged market. That is allowed on a highly leveraged market, but if we come out here to the 4-hour and look at the higher time frame, we can see that it's just by a wick. So, you know, am I taking a little bit of liberty there? Maybe a little bit. I mean, not really, because certainly this is a highly leveraged market. You know, just check BitMEX. But also, guys, in the higher time frames, we're only overlapping by a wick, which is absolutely acceptable. So if this is the case, we might be coming down to complete wave 4. Okay, those are my two bearish scenarios. One is very bearish, the other one not so bearish. The other one just says we'll come on one more wave down, complete our wave C, and then come right back up. Okay, my most bullish scenario tells me that we have completed our wave 5, and that now we're starting our impulse waves up. Okay, so if that is in fact the case, let's zoom in here to the hourly. Let's try to pick that apart and see how we'd count that. if that is in fact the case, guys, so this completed our C wave of the larger C wave. Remember, guys, this would complete this pattern here. Our WXY, A, B, C completes the C wave, which completes the WXY pattern, and then we'd start our impulse wave up 5 waves up. If that is correct, then I'm looking at this as 5 waves up. More than likely, this would be a primary wave 1. And let's count out these 5 subwaves within our primary wave 1. So if that's the case, we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and as I showed you guys, a perfect hit off the 618. So this tells me that this could be the case, or the bearish case could be the case as well. The bearish scenario could be the case. But either way, I do have 5 waves. I don't love this 5th wave. This 5th wave is rather shortened, but it's still very technical, and shortened 5th waves happen all the time, particularly with EOS. They happen all the time. So if this is correct, then what are we entering? We're entering an ABC pattern. Possibly an ABC pattern. Wait and see if this pattern. First, let's wait and see if this resistance line holds. If it does, it's going to be very, very bullish if that does, but we may be looking at an A, B, and then possibly this resistance would break down for the C and then come right back up. Okay, so this is a very possible scenario that we're watching if this Elliott count is correct. I'm not saying that it is, guys, just saying if this is correct, this is a possible pattern, and we'd be looking at a larger, all of this would be our larger wave 1 coming down for our wave 2, and then we'd be coming up for our wave 3 depending on where our wave 2 counts, or where our wave 2 ends. Okay, so just wanted to give you a little bit of an Elliott perspective to start off with, guys. From a pure technical, take Elliott out of this, pure technical perspective, guys, we're watching this ascending support, hoping this ascending support line holds. We'll have to wait and see if that does end up happening. If we come in here and we look at our, let's go to the 4-hour. We look at our 4-hour RSI, 4-hour MACD. What do we see? Well, we zoom in here, guys. We can see we've got some hidden bearish divergence. Here, price made a lower high. If we come in here to the RSI, we can see price made a higher high here. That's hidden bearish divergence. We can see on the MACD, what else did we have? A higher high, hidden bearish divergence. And that is, in fact, what we might be seeing with this, this breakdown in price here. So certainly, how far is that going to go? I can't tell you guys, but right now, that I do believe that is what we're seeing. So let's wait and see if we do have a larger correction. Now, that hidden bearish divergence was not very drastic, so I don't know that this correction is going to be very drastic, but it doesn't mean it can't be. It certainly can be, guys. So again, we have to wait and see how it ends up playing out. If we look at our 4-hour RSI, as I told you yesterday, this descending support, I wanted to see it break above. That would indicate a momentum shift in the bulls. Certainly we got that, and we've seen that momentum shift as we saw price rise up to 4.91, $4.91. But I'd like to see the continuation of this. Now we have this resistance line here. This is the second resistance I'd like to see, so I wouldn't be surprised if it come down, test this, come right back up. I'd like to see price break through this resistance at 50.88. If we can break through the resistance of 50.88 on the 4-hour RSI, it's going to be a very, very bullish indication, guys. And at that point, I do think there's a good chance that we could come up here and possibly break at least this $5 range, at least this 510 resistance line here. And if we can break 510, it's going to be a very quick rise to 550, in my opinion. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out, guys. But I do think if we can break above 510, very quick rise up to 550. Zooming out here to the bigger picture, guys, this is again on the 4-hour chart. If we go from our prior swing high of this structure here to our swing low, we can see that price perfectly hit off of the 236 fib level, guys. So again, we are seeing structure to the downside. We are still seeing some bullish or bearish structure telling me that we might still have another leg down. Doesn't mean we have to, guys, but if we can break above this 236 fib level, that's going to be a very, very bullish indication as well, guys. And as I said, that'll probably bring us up to at least 550 in my opinion. Hopefully at least up to 550 in my opinion. I think that's a very good possibility, and I'll more than likely take that shot if we do break above that 236, or excuse me, if we do break above 510, then I'm going to go ahead and take open up a trade because there's just no resistance between 510 and 550, so I think that'd be easy money. If we do have a decisive break above 510, I think it'll be easy money up to 550. I'm going to be possibly looking to, if we do hit this zone and we have a very impulsive rejection up this zone at about at 510, somewhere thereabouts, guys. If we do have a if we come up, hit this again, possibly create a double top, have a strong rejection, at that point I'm going to short it down to at least 475, or excuse me, 457, at least this zone here. I think that'd also be easy money. Just wait and see if we do get that double top scenario. But if we do break that 457, I think there's a very real possibility we're going to come down here to 430. Today, my max downside, in my opinion, guys, is going to be this 435 zone. I do think that's going to be the max downside. To the upside, I think our max upside is going to be this little order block here between $5.10 and $5. I think that's our max upside for today. Doesn't mean that has to happen, guys. We could crash right through it. And just in my opinion, guys, I do think that's max upside. If we do crash through, it's going to be a very, very bullish indication. Okay, if we come in here, we look at our long positions. Longs are starting to stack. We're seeing a little bit of optimism enter into the market. If we look at our shorts, people are either taking their profit or got stopped out from this latest hike in price. They're kind of moving sideways now. We didn't get this crash in shorts, which tells me a lot of people think that the price is going to still come back down. They think this is a temporary rise, as it may be. I'm not convinced yet. I do think that in my opinion, I think that this is probably temporary, but I'm still not convinced that we're done with the bull run, at least in the short term. But as I said, guys, we'll just have to wait and see how this plays out. I'm about short term at the moment. I'm about 50-50 in my opinion. I can see a case in both directions as I have outlined. Looking at the 4-hour chart, price is finding resistance at the 21-day EMA. If we can break above the 21-day EMA on the 4-hour chart, guys, as I've told you guys many times in the past, that's a very good sign of a momentum shift back to the bulls. If we look at this candle yesterday, this is on the daily. We had this dragonfly. Yesterday's daily candle closed as a dragonfly candle, which is a very bullish candle, guys, signaling a possible reversal. Now, today's candle is not showing nearly the bullish indication that I'd like to see. We have this strong wick here to the upside, suggesting we had this major rejection. We still have a lot of hours left in the day, guys, or some hours left in the day. What I'd like to see is a more bullish engulfing candle, and I'd really like to see it. If we can close above day before yesterday's candle, if we can close above $5, that's going to be very, very bullish, guys. If we can close above $5, that's going to be very, very bullish, and that's what I'd like to see from this candle to show that this possible momentum will continue to the upside. So anyway, guys, these are my quick thoughts on EOS. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it there. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, please let me know in the comments section below. As always, guys, I certainly appreciate an upvote or a re-steam if you have liked these videos. And until next time, guys, please trade safe. This is Working, signing out.